of steel pipes gave way and crushed one of the kids. The boy named Ralph. They tell me he died instantly. I'm sorry, boss. It's my fault. I should have been keeping an eye on them. I'll let you know if we learn something.
Welcome home.
This is Yellow Cake that Cypher was having the PF's transport. Before we met you, the boss recovered it from a truck crossing the savannah. Are there metallic archaea inside it?
Yes, the archaea metabolize uranium-235 to subsist. They must be stored inside Yellow Cake, or they cannot survive.
So those biological traces we took for impurities are actually the real cargo?
Of course, they are deactivated, so they do not trigger a sudden enrichment. They are like baker's yeast. Yet, they do gradually enrich the uranium as they feed. I imagine you detected weapons-grade traces.
Yeah, we did.
And the malachite that was loaded on the truck had traces of uranium in it too. So that's the flower, huh? Skullface was gonna sell do-it-yourself nuke kits. The uranium-enriching archaea complete with the user's manual. And the ores with the uranium could be sourced by the client or provided by Cypher.
Even the trace amounts buried in common ores can be enriched to weapons-grade uranium by the metallic archaea. Proving that must have been the most important factor of the trials. That and the ability to successfully prevent detonation.
So if the amounts of uranium in the ores are low enough, they can get past any inspection. And you only need a tiny amount of the archaea to act as the yeast. No great challenge to smuggle that either. The first step towards saturating the world with nukes.
His plan. That was not my intention. My only goal in developing the metallic archaea was to save the Dene.
What made you think a tool for creating undetectable nuclear weapons would save your people?
After 70 years, the Dene reclaimed the Navajo Nation from which we were banished. We bore all the hardships of poverty, but we were proud to live off the land we called our own. But in the moment the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, everything changed.
I don't get it.
The nuclear arms race between the US and the Soviet Union began with the end of the Second World War. Suddenly, there was a massive demand for uranium. And it was our ill fortune that the ground beneath the Navajo Nation was rich with uranium ore. The Black Ana government set up mine after mine, and many of the Dene worked them, never informed of any danger. Every day, they went to work with no protection. The slag was simply piled out in the open. When rain fell, uranium traces left behind would seep out, and when the ground dried, it was blown about as dust. Land and water were contaminated. In aid, many of us became sick and died. That pain lives on to this day.
I had no idea.
Wanting more than anything to revive the land my forebears left to me, I was delighted upon discovering microbes that eat uranium. If they could be domesticated, I believed we could rid our land of uranium.
Were you successful?
No. The research called for funding on a colossal scale. But nobody was willing to invest with no prospect of a return.
And that's when Skullface showed up.
Correct. I can save you and your people. We share the same will. That is what he said to me. And I believed him. Black Ana forced me to abandon my uranium cleanup work and focus on nuclear weapons. And he held all the Dene hostage. Today, the uranium mines within the reservation are finally closing down. It is simply less expensive now to source uranium overseas.
New victims, different places.
But uranium is a tactical resource. To rely on a foreign country for it is a difficult decision to make. And he was in the perfect place to influence that decision.
He could have condemned your people to the mines forever.
The contamination comes not only from uranium. The fallout from the Nevada nuclear tests also settled on our lands. As if our fortune were not already bad enough. We are also downwinders. To save the Dene, I must complete my original research.
This is yellow cake that Cypher was having the PFs transport. Before we met you, the boss recovered it from a truck crossing the savannah. Are there metallic archaea inside it?
Yes, the archaea metabolize uranium-235.
What made you think a tool for creating undetectable nuclear weapons?
The one that covers. The parasite that lives on the surface of the skull's bodies is what gives them their power. Similar to my children, who live in my skin. I modified the parasites I isolated from the body of that old man, differentiating them with various abilities. One that can blend perfectly into its surroundings by exposing the pigments in its cells at will. Another that, by harboring multiple species of metallic archaea, can oxidize and reduce metal. Isolating the one that covers and transplanting it into an artificial medium should provide the same abilities as the skulls, but they can only subsist within a human body. Once transplanted into the medium, they will eventually die. Another thing, the weakness of the one that covers is desiccation. Their surface moisture loss is greater than ours. The reason they give off mist is to alleviate this by releasing the salts inside them as microparticles. Water vapor condenses around them, appearing as mist. But this dries out the atmosphere until they cannot even produce mist. And once their supply of water from the host runs out, the parasites are in danger. They, along with their host, enter a form of suspended animation. However, a similar effect occurs if they come into contact with a large amount of water. Rain, for instance. The one that covers will temporarily abandon other processes in his eagerness to absorb the water. Pitijolone. Make the weather your ally.
Interesting facts about our skull-faced friend. 9 years ago, he was exiled to South Africa, stripped of political power. The upshot said he ceased being a serious threat, in Cypher's eyes anyway. They eased up on surveillance, giving him an opening to establish his own military unit, one that answered to his will alone. Those men likely had no idea their orders were coming from Skullface. They probably didn't even know the organization was a part of Cypher at all. Anyway, it was in South Africa where he found renewed interest in parasites. And when he discovered the vocal cord parasites, he began to make his plan. Wipe the English language out of existence. Free the world, not by taking men's lives, but by taking their tongues. In his eyes, the greatest symbiotic parasite the world's ever known isn't microbial. It's linguistic. Words are what keeps civilization, our world, alive.
There was something Skullface said. America is made up of many peoples, but those peoples never mix. Quite so. One nation, home to hundreds of different ethnic groups, many of whom stick to their respective living areas, little colonies, not interacting with other groups, going out of their way to avoid one another, their land, organizations, relationships. Thus, the United States of America is no melting pot. It is more of a salad bowl. It is not made up from one people, but for its minorities to function in society, a common ground is needed. Language. Even if the country is not one. No, because it's not one, a lingua franca is necessary. English. American hegemonism was born from the illusion that English could unite diverse ethnicities. In taking in people from around the globe, America became a microcosm of it. Now the boundaries between it and the rest of the world have become blurred. However different our neighbors may be, English enables us to create symbiotic relationships with each other. If English can bring unacquainted neighbors together in America, this should hold true for the world. This salad bowl that is the world can also become one. I have spoken enough. Your men can take it from here. Will you permit me to rest? Have something to eat?
I thought you don't eat.
I can subsist without food. But there is more to the act of eating than nourishment. We receive nature's blessings, and we affirm our part in it. And in doing so, we express our gratitude.
Sorry, it's, hearing you say you don't need to eat and that you're part of nature in the same breath. Anyway, what can we get you? Not exactly a five-star restaurant, but the kitchen's used to serving a lot of different appetites.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Even we Dinne have become Americanized. I eat them often back home.
And you just can't let them go. Well, as far as symbols of the American Empire go, hamburgers are pretty good. The victory of capitalism. Your people suffered so much at the hands of America, and you asked for hamburgers.
We have suffered more than you can know. But I do not see hamburgers as an accomplice. A single dish, providing a balanced helping of nature's blessings. Meat, grain, and vegetable. How could anyone hate such a magnificent thing?
Says the guy who can survive on photosynthesis. Balance has nothing to do with it. You just like a good burger.
That is also true. Be warned, though. I have very high standards.
Don't worry. I do too. All right then. One good old-fashioned all-American icon coming up.
I look forward to it.
Well, now you're making me want one. Right, is that everything? Says I'm missing one. Which one did we not look at? Oh.
You mentioned that the man on fire was crushed under Sahelanthropus in its hangar.
Yeah. He was caught under the wheels of its transport platform.
But his body wasn't found.
What?
We searched the area the moment we arrived, but there was no trace of him.
I wasn't hallucinating.
I know. I trust you on that. That means someone must have taken the body. But when I got there, everything was still as it was. Even Skullface hadn't been touched. I can't see a reason to sneak into a place like that and drag out the biggest, heaviest guy there.
What are you getting at?
Only option left is... he got up and walked away.
That platform ran him over.
Just ran him over.
You're saying that's not enough?
I don't want to believe it, but maybe not. He shrugs off bullets, even rocket strikes. There's no reason to think that would finish him. It seems ridiculous, but I'll start gathering eyewitness accounts just in case.
If you dig up anything concrete, I want to know.
You'll be the first, if I dig anything up. But I hope to hell I don't.
No kidding.
Okay, I think we're up to date with that. Keep it online, crap, fine, whatever. Let's have a quick look at development stuff. Can we get everything for her now? Or is it just like R&D that we're missing? GMP as well? Oh yeah, we need a blueprint for this? No idea where that would be. And then it's just the silly gold outfit. That's about it. So I think we'll trade her out probably. Try and get a bit of friendship with D-Dog going. Unless we need her particularly. I mean, she is useful for scouting out areas, but so is D-Dog, but more of a close range thing. I don't know if there's anything we want to really research particularly. We don't have like a boatload of money, to be honest. But I'm not doing a lot of the side stuff, so we're not really making a lot of money. I'll leave it be. Right, now we get into the issue of we have to do random side crap to unlock the next missions. Do I have to do these to get the next missions? Because these are missions we've already done. But now on higher difficulties. I don't know if we have to do those specifically, or if there's like side missions we can do, which I'm not overly bothered about. Legendary animal there or something or other. I don't know what an ibis is. But I don't know if these work towards unlocking the next major quest. What even was this one?
Boss, information warfare is more than just intel gathering. It also means disrupting enemy communications. Your mission is to punch a hole in the comms network between the Soviet outposts. That'll cut off their means to call in reinforcements.
Technically, we were given this mission by a Western-backed Arab organization supporting the guerrillas. But it'll also give us a leg up in the future.
Take a look at the location of the Eastern Communications Post on your iDroid. Head there and destroy its comms equipment. He who controls information controls operations. Just look at Cypher. Good luck, boss.
Okay, well I'll go do these harder versions then, I guess, or attempt to, and then hopefully that'll unlock the next story quest. So I shall be right back.
Emmerich's finished development on that battle gear of his. Get back to Mother Base. battle gear is an armored weapon developed to take on hostile bipedal weapon systems. But unlike the Soviet-funded Walker gear, the battle gear still hasn't been properly field tested. I'd like to assign a combat unit to take it on dispatch missions, so that we can evaluate its capabilities and reliability. Assuming you've got no objections, give the order to dispatch the unit from your iDroid. Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
Right, so I did one side mission, which was just to get like an interpreter, and then that unlocked the battle gear being finished, which we can now send out on missions, I guess. I don't know if we can have it with us. And we've also got, hopefully now, a new side mission that we need to do to unlock the next main quest, or mission. Is it on here? Yeah, here we go. Extract the AI pod. Let me just check everything else first. How do I get them to send the walker? I wouldn't even know how to do that. Whatever, I'll just send some missions out because it'll make us some money, I guess. Yeah, apparently we're still offline, whatever. I don't imagine there's anything we want to learn. I took D-Dog with me for that very quick mission where I literally tracked 3 people and then extracted them. No, I don't think so. I don't use any of this anyway, do I? But we don't have to do like the harder versions of the old missions to unlock these next story ones, so I probably won't bother doing those. But these side missions we will do. Let's go get it done, shall we? This is that big base where we found Emmerich. Let's go here. Yeah, I mean, we'll just take what we've got, I guess. I don't see a reason to switch. Okay, well, let's go. We can get him to kill enemies now if we really want. Weather modification. Didn't realise we could change that. We could do chaff from here. We've never actually done any of these, have we? You can call in a bombardment, smoke, sleep gas, chaff. Weather modification, apparently. Not really my style, I guess. I see everyone's got friggin' shields and helmets nowadays. I mean, I'm guessing we're heading for the same place, right? Which was like at the back end. Is it this place? Try and go around the back then. Don't mind me and my dog. It's fine. Nosy people, eh? Can you get down from there? I'm sure I can find a way around, it's fine. Oh lord, they are coming. And these guys are pretty good. Some of them have got like A+, but nah. Effort. I hear a truck somewhere. I was concerned where that was. With all these locked rooms. What are you hiding in here? Did they even find the unconscious guy? Give her. Can I or can't I see over there? You an A guy? No. You are, though. Is it worth the risk, though? People hearing me do this?
Moving 2. Roger that.
Guys are fancy. It's easier just to grab your wall and not really worry about it, but...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
This isn't the way in, right? Go to sleep. There you go, good lad.
He's coming too.
This is a different place. Oh no, it is this one.
And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake. Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Maybe you set the right coordinates.
AI pod launch confirmed. We'll pick it up. I wonder what kind of secrets are buried in it. I'll let you know if we learn something. Got a report from the intel team. Remember how the man on fire was crushed by Sahelanthropus? Well, the Soviets recovered his body. Could he really be dead? Boss, head for Yaha Ovu's supply outpost and secure the man on fire's body. If Skullface was right, and a thirst for revenge can turn a man into a demon and keep the dead alive, then this man on fire who's been coming after us ever since you woke up, well, that just might be what's left of our old friend Volgin.
Did think he looked a lot like Volgin. Some skilled guys out here. They're all going to waste.
You gotta extract him. Subject on board.
I got way down there, huh? It's a bit of a trek. Find a car and take a little drive, maybe? If there is one, I mean. Blow this up as well while we're at it.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Oh, these A+ guys. Can I shoot through that?
Extract him.
Annoyingly, I don't see any vehicles.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Extract him.
I want you a fancy chap. I guess we're running it then, unless we find a vehicle on the road.
Too.
I mean, can you not just summon a fucking vehicle? Yeah, well, maybe we should do this more often here. It's just a vehicle, anything will do. Is that literally a vehicle fucking coming now? You're having a giraffe. Don't mind that vehicle. Yep, don't question the vehicle that just dropped out of thin air. You just carry on like nothing happened. Works for me. Come on, D-Dog, get in. Oh god, this'll help. I mean, it will on one hand, because they won't be able to see me driving by, but I can't fucking see where I'm driving. I know I need to follow the road and stick to the right, but I can barely fucking see the road. There we go, that helps a little bit. Sorry. Not my fault though, I can't see. I mean, I did aim for that last guy, I guess. Am I still going the right way? Okay, left turn was here. Ah, fuck it, let's just drive through like we don't give a fuck. Alright. Can I have my camera back, please? What the fuck? I was in like weird first person. I'm not combating, I'm just going to get groceries, leave me alone. This next bit should be fun. Is there even a way to drive through this? Guess so. This is where we fought quiet. A lot of A+ guys. And that guy was even an A++. Probably gonna need some extra suppressors though. I did this to myself. You dog, stop getting in the way. I should maybe just stop aiming for the head and just tag them. They fall asleep pretty fucking fast anyway.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
I guess I'll just run from here because I'm too lazy to go back. Even though that would probably be faster. I really want select to be the map for some reason. Just mark up where the area is. The only... Oh, I could go behind. Maybe go this way then. I'm gonna have to fight the man on fire, am I? Because I don't have a shotgun. Oh, this place. Nice view there, thanks. Missed. Don't remember if I tagged that guy already. I assume that took, but I don't know if it did. Where that's gonna land. Go to sleep, you know you want to. Ah, here he is. I mean, to me it just seems he was an animated corpse by Mr. Gas Mask Boy.
He's coming too. Roger that. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Extract him.
Here's these guys with gas masks, always seem to be pretty good.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Whether that's just a coincidence.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him. subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Oh, come on. Fine, he lives another day then. He gets to stay here. Right, what am I doing with this? Oh, just extracting him.
I barely recognize you, Colonel. Skullface used your thirst for revenge against Big Boss, did he?
Boss, I've updated the mission list. We've received some new job offers. The details are on your iDroid.
There's something I've been wondering. Why are you called Code Talker? During World War II, the U.S. military used the languages of different tribes, including the Navajo, as codes, right? I know the term Code Talker was used to mean people sent to the battlefield to speak in those codes. Were you one of them?
Our mother tongue was indeed used for war. But I did not go. I was already over the conscription age. However, I was made to help craft the codes that were spoken. So in a wider sense, you could call me a code talker for that. Navajo is a complex language, and virtually no one outside the US speaks it. They must have thought it was the perfect language to use as a code.
Yeah, in the end, the Japanese never cracked it. The cipher is king in information warfare.
Of course, they didn't simply speak in Navajo. They created substitutions for words according to a code book, and then translated those into our language. Young Diné was sent to the front lines of the Pacific Theater as code talkers. To fight is an honor for the Diné. They were the pride of our people. But I cannot say this history brings me joy. Words are alive. When they are spoken, life breathed into them. They become a part of the listener. Our words were transformed into lifeless ciphers and used for war. This, after the Black Ana spent generations suppressing the language.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess we shouldn't be calling you Code Talker, huh?
No, I do not mind. The reason Skullface called me Code Talker was because I also am responsible for coding language into the vocal cord parasites. I am the same as those young warriors, used for a cipher's sake. I must never forget that. The name, Code Talker, is a lesson carved into my being.
You said Skullface ordered you to weaponize the vocal cord parasites. But you also said he wasn't the reason.
And he wasn't. I was seduced by the parasites. That is a fact.
How? You mean from your curiosity as a scientist?
That I cannot deny. But there is more to it. The story goes back to the 19th century, to my earliest memory. One day, a man from the government visited our Hogan, our home. I cried as he yanked me from my mother's arms and took me away to an Indian boarding school. From that day forward, I became George. This was the name my teacher gave me. I was forced to give up my Diné name, forbidden from speaking anything but English. If we dared utter a word of filthy Navajo, the teacher made us eat a bar of soap.
Yeah, that was the U.S. government's education policy for Native Americans.
To erase our words was like erasing our people. Their education was tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Over time, the overt persecution of our language stopped. But to this day, it continues to be eaten away by the lingua franca, that is English. Many of the Diné outside the reservations can speak nothing else. And it isn't just our language. Across the world, minority languages are being destroyed by dominant languages. Many are on the verge of extinction.
Enter the vocal cord parasites.
Yes. I began thinking that minority languages needed some sort of deterrent against dominant languages. In order that their peoples and cultures would survive. It was then that I came across literature at the Foundation claiming that man acquired language thanks to a type of parasite, one that distinguishes between languages as a precursor to reproduction. If I could just resurrect it, make it more pathogenic, I would have my deterrent against English. But I failed to hide that aim from Skullface. He noticed. Yes, I wanted to retaliate against the English language, though never did I intend to actually use it as he'd planned. You know how the story ends. I was forced to study how to make the parasites compatible with all the world's languages. All but English.
However, he in fact secretly isolated an English strain.
I will not be held prisoner by the man's phantom. The English strain must not be allowed to exist either. A ruler's greatest wealth is not money or land. It is the number of individuals under his control. Subjects who work, consume, are there to be used as pawns in war. For a capitalist ruler, his people's power becomes his power. You are the same. With your diamond dogs, you spin it with your speeches. But what you're doing is bringing as much talent as you can into your little domain. Every person another feather in your cap. Yes, Since ancient times, every civilization's ruler has had the same idea. When people unite under one will, they become stronger than the sum of their parts. And the one will is the ruler's will. And what do rulers use to bring people together? Language. In the Old Testament, it is written that only one language was spoken in Eden. A shared tongue that united all of humanity. Mankind eventually grew aware of its power and harnessed that strength to build a tower to the heavens. The mighty Tower of Babel. This angered God, who splintered the language of man, and the tower was never completed. Languages emerged, and the earth was divided as men went their separate ways. Every age is the same. A ruler's first order of business, after conquering new land, is to force his tongue on its people. Ancient Rome, Napoleon, and now Zero. English is wreaking havoc around the world right now. The British Empire tilled the land with war as its hoe, then began planting the seed that is English. Eventually, American capitalism became the new instrument. To play its game of wealth, you only had to abide by one rule: English. By exploiting people's desires, English has become a leash that people gladly wear around their necks, it would seem.
So what were they doing at Nzoya Badia, Baloo? That facility with all the people laid out in rows?
The abandoned factory Shabani was held in.
It is precisely as you guessed. Black Anna was coding languages into the vocal cord parasites. They infected the subjects with the parasites, then made an incision in the throat to expose the vocal cords. That allowed them to play recordings of a desired language directly to the parasites.
And the parasites learned the languages that way. That's some teaching method. I just don't get how a bunch of bugs had the brain power for it.
They don't. Do not judge them by human standards. They do not learn as a function of intellect.
Then how do they do it?
What language the parasites react to is coded into their genes. You could expose the Japanese strain to English for years, and it would never learn the language and react to it. The pronunciation, rhythm, and structure are different. But what about, say, Spanish and Portuguese? Linguistically, the two are very close.
Yeah, they're both Ibero-Romance languages.
Even so, a Spanish language mating pair exposed to Portuguese will not copulate. Only when they hear Spanish. Only then. And the majority of their offspring will be the same.
So it's a literal case of a mother tongue.
But if that's so, I don't see how the different strains can be created in the first place.
Well, among the many thousands of offspring, there may be just a few that react to Portuguese.
You're talking about mutations.
Correct. Playing the tapes helps to identify the mutant strains. Those specimens are then isolated and bred with one another. From their children, specimens that react more strongly to Portuguese can again be selected and bred. Repeating this process creates a strain that reacts solely to Portuguese and never to Spanish. Mutation and selection. No different to breeding roses.
So you kept increasing the change over the generations, adapting them to languages from all over the world. Must have taken a hell of a lot of patience.
More like patience. Just how many died for this?
There's something I still don't get. In order to tell which larvae will react to Portuguese, you'd have to let them develop and then see which copulate. That means you'd need tens of thousands of guinea pigs. There's no way you could do that in a facility that small.
For normal selective breeding methods, you would be right. But there is a more effective selection method when training the vocal cord parasites.
Go on.
It is not only when mating that the parasites listen for language. Shortly before hatching, larvae display markedly increased activity in reaction to particular language. The active eggs can be identified under a black light, so the eggs that react to Portuguese are selectively placed in the throats of subjects. So you see, narrowing down strains that react to the target language is an effective process. Though I'm sure that even so, many lost their lives to create the various strains.
Taken against their will into that dungeon.
There are two reasons for playing the tapes for the parasites. One, to isolate the eggs that respond to the target language. And two, to cause the specimens raised from the selected eggs to mate.
I get how the system works. But why do they respond to language before they even hatch? It's not like they can mate from inside an egg.
It is because the larvae learn the language before hatching.
You mentioned that what language the parasites respond to is hard-coded into their genes, and that they don't have the brain power to actually learn a language. But then you say that the larvae at Nzoyabadiabulu were learning the languages in the egg. Your story doesn't add up.
Your country is home to a unique songbird. The Japanese bush warbler.
Sure, what of it?
What a beautiful call it has. But no bush warbler can sing it perfectly at the start. As chicks, they can barely chirp at all. They must learn from their parents and other adult birds. Only then can they sing properly and attract females. So naturally, there are individual differences in each bird's call. Though they start on the same footing, each bird is influenced by its teachers.
And the parasites are the same?
Like the birds, the parasites have a genetic predisposition towards a particular language. But while in the egg, the larvae's ears are tweaked by listening to the voice of the host. This tweaking ensures that the grown parasites will react better to the host's speech pattern.
Why would they have an ability like that?
Well, there are distinct regional differences within even the same language. Rare is the language that has no unique dialects. Yes, learning the host's speech pattern before hatching attunes the larvae to whatever twist of pronunciation it will encounter. This adaptive ability is what makes them so formidable.
I see. So a language requires selective breeding, but the parasites can learn dialects by themselves.
Of course, having the egg-stage larvae listen to the tapes in the factory was not meant to teach them. It was more important to use that trait of theirs to identify the mutated strains. As I mentioned earlier,
Is that really accurate enough to use as a weapon? You could wipe out a neighboring ethnic group by accident if their pronunciation is too close.
what you say is true. In that sense, they are imperfect as ethnic cleansers. But for his purposes, they are good enough. His objective was not to exterminate any one ethnic group, but to render the world's lingua franca, English, inert.
Volgan, the GRU colonel, was burned alive with the Shagohod during Operation Snake Eater 20 years ago. Despite suffering severe burns to his entire body, he still clung to life. After you left Seleniarsk, Volgan's body was taken to a research institute in the outskirts of Moscow, but modern medicine couldn't explain why he was still alive. Not that the colonel was any ordinary man to begin with. That constant electric current he had running through his body that he could unleash at will, To be honest, I was always uncomfortable around him. Thought I might get electrocuted just by standing nearby. The institute studying him was tasked with investigating and developing human paranormal abilities. The comatose Volgin was used to further the Soviet Union's research into such abilities. But not long ago, the facility burned to the ground, and Volgin's body was never found among the rubble, even though the fire started in the room where they were keeping him. This occurred at around the same time you woke up. If Skullface was right, and a thirst for revenge can turn a man into a demon and keep the dead alive, and this man on fire who's been coming after us ever since you woke up, well, that just might be what's left of our old friend Volgin. It's not over yet. Back in '64, in Seleniuarsk, you brought his plans for a utopia down in flames. That grudge is what's keeping him alive. The day the research facility holding Volgin burned down, a Soviet jumbo passenger jet happened to crash nearby, far away to the north of that hospital in Cyprus. On board the plane was a young boy who was being studied at the same facility. The plane fell to Earth from over 8,000 feet, but the boy's body was the only one not recovered. At almost exactly the same time as the crash, Volgin awoke in that facility. According to the Research Institute's documents, the gifts this boy demonstrated included psychokinesis and telepathy. To protect his mind from being inundated with other people's thoughts, he always wore a kind of gas mask. A rudimentary form of psychic insulation, apparently. We don't know where this boy is, but if Skullface is connected to him, we may cross paths with him yet. This boy is part of a new age, where nothing we understand about the world makes sense anymore. Don't let your guard down.
That's the first person to actually acknowledge him. Actually found out a little bit about him. Right, I think that's everything. Enable the side ops that necessarily need doing right now. Finally, the main mission.
Boss, research materials have been stolen from Code Talker's mansion. The materials were packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. You have to recover those containers. The pickup crew coming for those documents is none other than XOF. That's right. They're still active, even after Skullface's death. Now that he's no longer in charge, their original chain of command has been restored. Meaning if XOF gets those documents, Code Talker's research ends up in Cypher's hands. According to Code Talker, the research papers stored in that mansion account for over 50 years of study. The problem is the vocal cord parasites. If the papers documenting that research fall into Cypher's hands, they'll take another long, hard look at them. The ethnic cleansers we thought were history will become a reality. America, Zero, will have a weapon far more powerful than any nuke. Even worse, if this knowledge were to leak, the world, humanity, can't be entrusted with this kind of power. Recover the containers before the enemy extraction choppers arrive.
We don't know where they're gonna be. They said in the jungle, right? So where's gonna be closer here, we think? I'm gonna go here. See if we regret that. As far as what weapons to take, I guess just the usual's fine.
Boss, Code Talker's research has been stolen. The research materials have been packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. Enemy extraction choppers will be there any minute. You have to find and retrieve those containers before they arrive. That area is being guarded by Zero Risk Security, and their client is XOF. If the choppers make off with the containers, that research will end up in Cypher's hands. That cannot be allowed to happen. One other thing, boss. We need a cargo-capable Fulton extraction device to recover the containers. Use your iDroid to order its development and have it dropped in.
I believe I already have that.
Be careful down there, boss.
Get to it then. It sounds like we're on a bit of a time limit here. Am I going the right way?
Guards, they must know where the containers are. If you can just squeeze it out of them.
I can do that. As long as no one comes out that door again. Which they may do.
I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. The PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
These two are about to come out of here. 3. They went elsewhere.
Spit it out.
Ik heb gehoord. Big Boss heeft hier op de einde opgehaald. Dat is niet ernstig. Ik bedoel... Blijkbaar. Big Boss heeft een kop en misschien ook niet. Een installeren brandstoftank op. Niet voor je aan doen. Hij had die CIA. Die wordt op de macht. Nou is die die aanval op het spel dat.
Make sure they stay down. Right, we know where they are now. We just need to get there. Oh, it's fucking heavily armored nowadays, making my life difficult. Trouble is, I don't think I can track that guy, can I?
Boss, looks like they're stepping up security around the target. Watch yourself.
Nothing, just sleeping. Thank God. What's with the,
Roger that.
what's with this guy? Do I need him for something? I mean, maybe we can come back once we've got these containers. I get there first though. I'm guessing we can't go down there. Getting across this bridge is going to be difficult. As he moves, which he is doing. Sort of.
Our early warning radar still hasn't picked up the enemy choppers. But it's only a matter of time before they arrive.
Wonder how this works. Yeah, shh. Hit sticks. Not much air I can do, is there? Wasn't paying attention to behind me.
Are you okay?
No, I'm dead. Everyone's got fucking heavy armor on, so I can't do anything to them.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
Oh, now I need to have a word again. Come on, that's his fucking face.
I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. MPF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
I'm gonna see this. Good. Your turn, buddy.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Spit it out.
The guard detail commander, that's that guy. Huh? Should we go quickly have a word with him? I don't know what that will get us.
You gotta extract him. Boss, looks like they're stepping up security around the targets. Watch yourself.
Where is this guy? How do I get to him? That guy coming up here. May have attracted too many people.
Speak.
Our early warning radar still hasn't picked up the enemy choppers. But it's only a matter of time before they arrive.
Is you okay? Attack.
Can they kill these guys? Oh, he's just shooting, I guess.
Speak.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Hello! 1 minute while I slowly get fucking up. I was hoping to land on you, but that didn't work out.
You gonna extract him?
As well. If you could all group up for this sleeping grenade, that'd be great, but you'll probably all just run.
Snacks. Money what do you need?
Move from here, let's just sort of see what happens. Never done a sleep air support. Oh, I got those guys. Okay, it's maybe a bit excessive. What, this guy? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Spit it out.
I'll probably get working on these containers, so I feel like we're wasting a lot of time here. Oh. For some reason I assumed there wasn't a roof. See if we can sleep gas them again.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Just one would have been fine. Right, this one is technically closer. God, what is with all these guys? Can they even be killed with bullets? Or is it just CQC their ass?
Go!
Got his little knife out.
Visibility of the jungle isn't great. Watch out.
Well, if you can just kill them,
At any time.
unless he was particularly good. But
Feel the roots. The branches become one with the forest. The forest is aware of the enemy's noise. You must be too.
Attack! Come on!
like having Sif from Dark Souls. No, you leave my puppy alone. I mean, I would grab him. But he's fucking apparently bulletproof. Even in his... I mean, even his legs are somewhat armoured. Does that count? That was in his ass. Which looked like an exposed part of the armour, but... I don't know. Does that still count as his armour? Okay, I'll try and grab him, I guess. Hello.
Target extraction confirmed. That leaves one target to go. Take care of the next one. Boss, our early warning radar just picked up the enemy choppers. We'll keep you informed of their ETA. Hurry up and extract the target.
You can't go firing on the XOF choppers. If we attack XOF now, it'll be a declaration of war against Cypher itself. That time will come, but it's not now.
I was trying to throw him the other way, but whatever. I was guessing either one of two things was going to happen. Either he was going to fly off and into the water beautifully, or I was going to go off with him. But I guess we got neither.
You gonna extract him?
Fucking heavily armoured where I can't do shit to them.
Attack!
Just go kickstart and killing them off. Fuck, well, I can't do shit here. Fucking bulletproof.
Boss, you don't have much time. Move it.
Yeah, the container's right here. Is D-Dog asleep? Did I hit D-Dog?
Get him!
Good boy.
All right. Target extraction confirmed. We've avoided the worst possible outcome. Exfiltrate the area. Go ahead and call the chopper. You can also exfiltrate the mission area by land. Roger.
Donkeys. Why not? Feel like I go to sleep.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. On the station at LZ. Gaining altitude. Departing. All right, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete. Mission complete, boss. Boss, we got Code Talker's research materials back in one piece. The medical team has them under lock and key in the quarantine facility. The materials should help their research into the vocal cord parasites. Cypher won't be getting their hands on them now. Prolonged time in the field is bad for the body and mind. I think it's time you took a break. Do it for me. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.